In April 2021, a woman named Shayla Bryan and her husband were inside their home in North Carolina when their 13-year-old son went outside to walk their dog.
Oh no.
As soon as he walked out the door, the Ring camera footage captured a suspicious silver BMW stop in front of the family's front lawn, after which a strange man got out of the vehicle and approached the teenager.
Nah, shoot him.
How long do you live here already?
Without even introducing himself, the man asked the boy if he lives in the neighborhood. According to the teenager's mother, she and her husband had taught their son about stranger danger multiple times in the past, but on this particular occasion, the boy appeared to freeze up out of fear.
That's when you send the dog on him.
What's most disturbing about the recording is that the man didn't waste a split second to get out of the car and talk to the boy, which suggests he was either prowling around the neighborhood waiting for someone to step out of the house.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you know his intentions was bad.
He was very familiar with the Bryant family's routine and was specifically targeting the boy. Fortunately, the teenager's father was able to intervene before anything could happen.
Oh Lord, he big!
No. I was wondering about the airplane noise. Talking to my son and he ain't got no adult out here. That's kind of creepy.
You gotta go snap him up.
When the boy's father confronts him, the stranger is forced to think quickly on his feet and blurts out that he was wondering about the airplane noise in the area.
Bro just said anything. Like what?
Obviously, it doesn't make a lot of sense to be driving around a random neighborhood waiting for a 13-year-old kid to walk out of his house just to ask him a question like that, and the father doesn't appear to buy the story for a second. Shayla Bryant, the boy's mother, mentioned she remained apprehensive after the incident, especially since it was never confirmed what exactly the man was planning to do.
You're going to let that dog dookie in the house from now on. The suspect drove off soon
after and was never seen again. On July 15th, 2022, a TikToker uploaded this chilling footage of an unexpected visit to her home while she was gone. In it, a disturbing voice can be heard asking to be let in at her house's back door.
Oh, somebody grandma out here. Somebody said a ghost orb, but it was a bug.
The person repeats the words, "Let me in," as they scratch and knock on the back door.
Ghost orb!
The eerie quality of the voice, coupled with the fact that nobody can be seen on screen,
there was another one.
A lot of viewers to come up with different theories as to who may have been at the door. During the entire video, a human shadow can be easily made out in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, but the person themselves never walks in front of the camera. Some viewers suggested this alludes to the footage being staged. Others, however,
could have been staged.
Think that someone with malicious intent could be targeting her house and urge the user to be careful.
You know what? We're just going to say it's staged.
To this day, it hasn't been confirmed what exactly this footage shows, and no further updates have been made by the TikTok user.
Those ghost orbs are a different story. Those were real.
In August 2019, a security camera inside a home in Troy, Michigan captured a suspicious man walking up the stairs and looking around the house.
A home? Buddy, this is like a $30 million house. Do you see that staircase?
Based on his body language, it doesn't look like he knows his way around the home, and that's because he broke in. Although the next part of the incident wasn't caught on camera, a few seconds after walking up the stairs, the man walked into the homeowner's bedroom, where he found her sleeping.
Oh no.
Disturbingly, the woman reported that she woke up screaming to the man standing over her bed. The intruder immediately ran out of the house, but even with the footage, police were left with no leads on who this could have been or how he had gotten in. It wasn't until 2 months later in October of that year that the same man was once again captured on camera in another home in Rochester Hills, Michigan.
You don't learn your lesson. You got caught busting into somebody's house and you go do it again. I don't understand, bruh. Like, what you doing? Yo, these people got money too. They're labeling their cameras hot tub. Like, they're labeling.
In this incident, the man can be seen climbing onto the hot tub and peering through the window for a few seconds before walking away. Although the incident was also reported by this homeowner, the man continued to dodge the police for several months after that.
How?
Then, in January 2020, the man made yet another appearance in the area.
Are you serious?
In this instance, he peered through the kitchen window of a house in Bloomfield Township and hid behind a tree, after which the homeowner received a notification from his home security camera alerting him to the stranger's presence. Even though the first part of the incident wasn't caught on camera, footage of the man walking along the side of the house was later released.
Bro, how do you keep going back to people's houses doing this? How, chat? You know what I mean?
Once again, the intruder evaded the authorities, and it wasn't until a few days later that the police finally made a break in the case. In February 2020, the same man was seen by a cop running from a residential yard in Bloomfield Township in the same neighborhood as the last time he was captured on video. This time, he was arrested, issued a citation and a restraining order, and forced to wear a GPS tether until his court date.
This dude has broken into like 10 people's houses in the middle of the night, and he's still allowed to walk around? Buddy, you gotta throw him into the well from Resident Evil 4. He ain't gonna stop.
The man was identified as 27-year-old Donovan Johnson, and it was later revealed that he worked as a bankruptcy attorney. After he was put in jail,
how you go from an attorney to doing this? You know you got money.
Bond, there were no further updates on the case, but if he was convicted, it's likely he's still serving time to this day. In September 2018, a man named Jeff Knoll uploaded a disturbing video to his channel, which he titled, "Man Trying to Enter My Home in the Middle of the Night."
Oh no.
In it, a creepy man can be seen approaching the front door of a home and seemingly attempting to find a way in.
Somebody said, what a fall off. That's crazy.
At first, the break-in seems pretty non-threatening, but a few seconds later, the man begins pulling on the doorknob and talking to himself.
What do I do? What am I seeing?
Yo, imagine you wake up to your phone notification and you see this when you open up your Ring app.
Some of what he says you can somewhat make out, but most of it is unclear. Before the man can go any further with his break-in attempt, the homeowner calls out from a window and threatens to call the police.
Okay, I was just looking for a dog fighter. Whoa. You don't have to get all like that and stuff, honey. You know, we could be friends.
Oh no, throw a grenade on the porch.
The man gives an almost laughable excuse, saying he was just looking for his dog Fido. He then tells the woman that they could be friends before walking off into the night. The man was never seen again by the uploader, and they still have no idea what his intentions were if he had gotten into the house.
Not good, buddy.
This terrifying footage was captured in April 2023 in Connecticut. At 9:30 a.m., a man was recorded walking up the front door of a house wearing an orange vest and holding a package in his hand. As soon as the homeowner opens the door, things get disturbing pretty quickly. To make himself seem more genuine,
Calvin
the man
with the
pretends
5.
to read an address on the package as the homeowner makes his way to the door. But little did he know, the man wasn't there to deliver a package.
I don't know if this is for you.
Golly! You soft! That was a textbook shove right there. Generational shove.
In an attempt to confuse the homeowner, the man tries to give him the package, but when the owner hesitates, the suspect immediately pulls out a weapon and tries to back the owner into his house.
Generational.
However,
that's one of them times where you get shoved so hard, your head stays right here, and your chest and the rest of your body moves back.
The homeowner pushes the man away before retreating into his home. After the armed man ran away, he was identified by police as 37-year-old Xavier Otero and was arrested at a family member's house in nearby Hartford, Connecticut. While executing a search and seizure warrant on the home where they found Otero, police said they found approximately 1.1 kilograms of drugs and other items commonly used in the operation of a drug factory. In the same room, the
bro looks like he wants to choke slam.
cops found a bag full of heavy...
He probably said something crazy to me, mad.
...zip ties. Shortly after Otero's arrest, police also took the driver of the truck into custody and charged him with conspiracy to commit home invasion and conspiracy to commit unlawful restraint. A month after these arrests, a third suspect was taken into custody, where he was identified as the mastermind behind
everybody
and promptly sentenced to prison. As of now, all 3 suspects are still in jail. This eerie and confusing footage was captured by a homeowner's Ring camera one night in August 2023 in an otherwise peaceful neighborhood in Bowling Green, Ohio. In the footage, a masked man can be seen ringing the doorbell and immediately running away.
Buddy, is he just standing
Initially,
there?
the incident appears to be a pretty lame ding-dong ditch attempt, which almost every homeowner has been the victim of at some point or another. But looking closely at the footage, you'll notice the man never actually ran away.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that's actually like creepy. Oh, nah.
While the man stood in the middle of the street staring eerily at the door, the homeowner made his way down the stairs after being woken up by the sound of the doorbell. As soon as he saw this figure just eyeing him down in the middle of the street, he called the cops. The next day, Bowling Green police posted the video on Facebook, asking the man's neighbors to help identify the masked intruder. And it didn't take long for other residents of the area to complain that they had been through similar incidents in the days leading up to the uploading of the video.
It's one thing to do that and run off, but why are you standing there?
Following the incident, the man was never identified by police. His intentions are still unknown. A rainy morning in 2020, a Ring camera captured a woman walking up to the front door of a house and ringing the doorbell repeatedly. Strangely, the woman keeps her mouth wide open almost the entire time, but it's unclear if this is due to the influence of drugs or maybe if it's a symptom of potential illness. After a few seconds of waiting, the woman turns around and leaves. According to the homeowner, he received a motion alert from his Ring camera while he was at work. Because it was unusual for him to have visitors in the middle of the day, he immediately activated the live view feature, and that's when he saw this. After prying at the door with a glove to avoid leaving fingerprints, the man motions to his accomplice to come to the door, and that's when things get even more disturbing.
So you see that you are being filmed clear as day, and you go along with it anyway?
Get away from the door.
What took you so long to say something? Needed proof? There's no difference in them destroying your door versus him trying to open the door with a glove on his hand. There's no reason to wait for him to tear your door up before you say something. He ain't gonna get no money from this.
While the man in the Yankees cap acts as a lookout, the man in the vest uses what appears to be a large screwdriver to violently pry the door open and break in. After managing to get the door partially open, the homeowner manages to activate the two-way talk function and makes his presence known. After the video was made public, the homeowner was interviewed by local police about the incident. The video was then posted to Facebook, where many neighbors and nearby
Let me guess, they was never caught.
Claimed to know who the two men were. However, it was never confirmed if the two suspects were apprehended. As of this upload, there have been no further updates on the incident.
That's creepy, though. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually creepy.
On July 1st of 2024, an ambulance driver far away from his vehicle while sounding immensely terrified. According to the driver, he had to pull over immediately, as it was just then that something baffling had occurred.
What occurred?
In his own words, he was driving back to base when suddenly he saw something in the back of the ambulance. Upon realizing what it was, he stops the vehicle and jumps out in a panic state. Now, due to a lack of parking, he parks the ambulance.
So the ambulance driver saw something in the back and it made him get out of his ambulance. Fishing string, yeah.
Inside an alleyway, but even from a distance, he can't seem to look away from the truck. Clearly, something has left him deeply unsettled.
What?
The following is his footage. Take a look.
Alright, so I'm not sure how to talk about this, but well, first off, I've been an EMT just for a little bit, and like I ain't never.
Y'all know I was almost an EMT too. Y'all remember that story? I was almost an EMT too, but I couldn't do it. I backed out last minute. I went to the school and everything, did all did the classes, did all that to be an EMT, and I backed out last minute once they told me it was 24-hour shifts.
Never experienced nothing like this. So as we driving back to base, I swear I seen a face in the rearview mirror.
Bro, come on, man. You seen a face in the rearview mirror, and your first instinct as a grown man is to stop the van and get out. You know you didn't see no face.
Like,
tell me as soon as you can.
I need to turn this engine off though, cause like,
well, go
we're
on
gonna
there.
be stranded out here.
You stranded yourself. Is that what he said?
I need to turn this engine off though, cause like, we're gonna be stranded out here.
Stranded? Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah, as soon as possible. Thank you.
I'm not trying to go back in this truck.
But please show me what's in there, man. Fake ambulance. Man, it ain't Hero Brian. I love CaseOh booty sweat with the 5 gifted. Wow. So where's the ghost, dude? Thump sound in the back. That could have been anything. He's literally fiddling with the keys. Dude, Hero Brian's more real than this. CaseOh booty flakes with the 5 gifted. Hello?
No, hey,
Bro, please tell me something happens. Please tell me something happens.
I don't know if you see it, but can y'all see that back door? Like, it just, like it just flew open. Like, can y'all? like it just flew open. Like,
so something darts quickly across the street on the screen when the most blurry camera in human history is recording in the dark, and you expect me to believe that this is a ghost?
Nah, what the? What was that? Can you see it? Nah, hell no. Nah.
Oh, need a replay. It's just, dude, it's a bad camera.
It's no wonder why the EMT was immensely afraid of going back to the ambulance. Something appears to have been inside. Although we don't see a face as the EMT claims to have seen earlier, we do see what looks like a shadowy figure moving back and forth. It appears.
All right, chat. So first video, this isn't a difficult one to debunk. This isn't going to spark debate in the chat like that piano video did. This is as simple as horrible camera, nighttime, or it's just straight up somebody edited a flicker across the screen. Doesn't take a genius to debunk that one, but
to dart from side to side, as if being stuck inside. The EMT driver thinks that whatever this was had been the culprit behind the cabinet door swinging open on its own, which he says had been the loud thump heard inside. But as for the mysterious face he'd seen earlier, that remains a mystery. Some believe that maybe this may have been the spirit of a deceased individual.
who is some that believes that? Because, buddy, I tell you one thing. If I die in the back of an ambulance, the last place I'm going to want to stay at after I'm dead is an ambulance that I died in. I'm going to go haunt like a Wendy's or something.
Individual who unfortunately passed away inside the ambulance. While many think this, others have no idea what this could have been. Whether ghost or something else, the EMT was just glad to have someone from work pick up the truck.
I wasn't telling him to shut up, I was telling chat to shut up, by the way.
To this day, the question remains, just what exactly had been inside the ambulance? This video is known as Cello Loca, who's well known for doing tarot card readings and other fortune-telling. It isn't often the case, but occasionally, Cello would go online and do a live stream where she does tarot card readings for her viewers. But it was just recently that Cello had done something completely different.
Now, I don't believe in ghosts, but I think the dumbest thing you can ever do is use a Ouija board, man. Chat, look, I may not believe in ghosts, but if there's one thing I'm not going to do, I am not going to take part in a squeegee board.
Instead of reading cards as usual, she decides to do a seance inside her house. Little did she know that this would be a big mistake. As Cello tries to make contact with the dead, she talks to a friend on the phone who's watching the live stream. She sits in front of a mirror when all of a sudden, this happens.
Es como si me quedara inmovilizada. Mira que se ahora hacen así.
Ahora se abre la puerta.
¿Dónde está la puerta? ¿Se ve la puerta?
Sí.
Ábrete, ábrete. Ábrete puerta. Ábrete puerta. Que se abra la puerta. Que se abra.
That's fishing string right there, buddy.
No posible. No posible.
Ay, tu madre, hija de puta.
How you gonna get mad at it when you asked it to open the door and now you're saying, don't touch me, I'm protected? Ma'am, you asked it to open the door and now you're mad.
No toquéis que estoy protegida, No me toquéis que estoy protegida. No vale, ya abro la luz, ya.
Somehow, the door opens on its own.
Oh, I know how.
But even stranger is that it opened when Cello asked the supposed spirit to do so. Feeling completely terrified, she takes a moment to gather herself before proceeding further with the seance. What happens next has left her beyond spooked.
That's the biggest phone I've ever seen in my life.
Watch.
¿Te puedes poner delante del espejo, por favor? ¿Te puedes poner delante del espejo, por favor? ¿Estás en...
You know this reminded me of being a kid? They went to that Bloody Mary thing. Do y'all remember that? Dude, do y'all remember? Well, I remember when I was a kid, they would like, oh, go in the bathroom, say Bloody Mary in the mirror, and she'll appear. Man, we was dumb back in the day, man.
enfadado? ¿Te puedes poner delante del espejo, por favor? ¿Te puedes poner delante? Venga, ponte delante del espejo. Te quiero ver.
Okay, there's still fishing string attached. I understand.
Puta madre, no, puta, que me caigo.
Hostia, Chelo, cuidado,
Hostia.
cuidado.
It is at this point that Cello has seen enough and decides to end the live stream. Given what happened, viewers believe that Cello might have reached out to a sinister entity.
Fake live stream.
Yet others think that something else
This
was
is pre-recorded, not this one, but this one.
contacted. Although pretty spooky, it could be that this whole thing was just a setup for the sole purpose of getting views. But it seems that many viewers find this video to be genuine evidence of something paranormal. But of course, you be the judge. Ghost or not?
Fishing string.
Feel free to let me know what you think.
Fishing string, yep.
Now the following video barely has any information,
Of
but it still
course.
speaks for itself. Where exactly this video had come from is unknown, as the original source is a total mystery. All that is known is that it was found by someone online who reposted the video. In it, a small child is seen lying at a doorway when something pretty baffling happens. Take a look. According to viewers, it seems that the child was either kicked or pushed by an unseen force.
He pushed himself.
According to viewers, it
He pushed himself and lunged forward.
seems that the child was either kicked or pushed by an unseen force. Even before it happens, they seem to be scared of something, as
Yeah, look at the room behind him. I'm scared of it now.
though they are trying to get away from whoever or whatever is inside this room. The lack of info and the unknown source of this video makes it hard to determine if it's paranormal or not. For now, it remains a mystery until more info is brought forth.
He pushed, he launched. Cyclops with the 5.
Now this next video was posted in September of this year, but for some reason was taken down a few days later. Some believe that the video was removed because the person in it is so traumatized by this incident that they don't want to be reminded of what occurred. Although it's not clear what the reason might be, the owner of the footage has reposted the video for those interested in seeing it before taking it down again. It goes without saying, but the video is pretty creepy to say the least. In it, a security guard is working the night shift inside a private building somewhere in Colombia
Fake building.
when something very strange happens. The guard is on duty, patrolling the area, when out of nowhere, someone greets him. Or so it seems. Take a look.
W actor. This is the same thing as that other video that we saw the last time we did this. He's acting like somebody's there. W actor though, man, I'm not gonna lie. Why don't I just look over at the chat and somebody just randomly said, I'm thinking about going vegan? Bro, what does this have to do with anything? Bro, what? That was your first chat of the day, too.
At the start of the clip, we can see the guard waving at someone and looking at them. But as the video continues, no one appears. He seems to be having a conversation with someone
He seems to be. Give him his Oscar.
doesn't appear to be there.
Give this dude his Oscar, Chad. I'm not gonna
Although
lie.
pretty strange, it's the following piece of information that makes this video a whole lot creepy. As it turns out, the security guard in this footage says that he was talking to someone who was in need of assistance. That someone was an old lady who was asking for directions to a place in the building. But as we can see in the footage, she doesn't appear to be there. A few minutes pass, and the guard is still chatting with whoever it might be that we can't see on camera. But then, after conversating for a while, he is radioed by his coworker who tells him something that suddenly makes his blood run cold.
There's nobody there.
Watch.
Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One smothered with creamy chipotle
Oh, no,
ranch,
that's too much.
and
That's
one's
too
got
much
avocado
tomato
ranch
action.
with bacon. Chipotle, avocado. Chipotle,
Nah, y'all messed it
avocado.
up with
this
the...
dining is
Oh,
hard.
man.
So just get by.
Dude, why you gotta have all that tomato action? Bro, you take the tomato off action off, that looks good, dude. That makes it good. If you want to, how to make any food worse 101, add tomato action to it. Literally. You want to make any food worse, put tomatoes in it. It makes pizza worse. I don't eat pizza with tomato base. I eat pizza with Alfredo base. Spaghetti's not good because it has tomato action. If you want spaghetti, you might as well have Alfredo. Tomatoes make tomato might be the worst thing on the planet, right next to avocado. And they literally combine tomato and avocado in this thing. Like, what are y'all doing, bro? That is nasty, man.
Woo, saucy. Zaxby.
Wait, what'd he tell him? Just give him the Oscar already, man. Just give him the Oscar, dude. CaseOh's
Right
moving
away,
up with
the guard
fire.
hits the button to the elevator, thinking it would open immediately, but then quickly realizes that the stairs would be a better escape.
But no. But the thing is, he didn't think it was going to open immediately because when he
Thinking it would
hit this button,
It open
he
immediately.
was already getting ready to move the other way. So he hit the button for no reason because you can tell by his right foot that he's getting ready to dart this way anyway. So he's hitting this for no reason because you can tell he already had planned to move.
Immediately, but then
See?
quickly realizes that the stairs would be a better escape. In a panic frenzy, he runs away and leaves the building without ever looking back. It isn't clear where exactly the guard had went, but given his response, it seems likely
Appreciate
that
you,
it was
Dave
far
Brown,
away
with
from
the
this
2000
building.
bits. I got you. Appreciate you.
All
Dave
in
Brown.
all, his coworkers have no doubt in their minds that this whole encounter was paranormal in nature.
Dude, he was acting, man.
But unfortunately, this whole video is a mystery. Without sufficient info, the question remains, who or what exactly had the security guard been talking to?
Number 15.
There's a photo online that's been circulating through various groups on Facebook.
Jeff the Killer.
The image was initially posted somewhere in September of this year, but ever since then, people have been getting creeped out by this photo. Now, the photo itself comes from a family who took the image during a baby shower that occurred somewhere in Mexico. Lots of photos were taken at this party, but one in particular has left the family disturbed.
What?
It was only after the party was over that they looked at the photos and saw the chilling photograph that they can't seem to explain. It's nighttime, and the party seems to be going well when someone takes out their phone and begins to take various photos. They see a group of people in the corner and decide to take their picture. Little did they know that they would capture this.
What? It's just some bad lighting.
The family was left shaken up after seeing this. According to them, nobody was next to this woman when they took the pic.
Oh, according to them. So I just believe that? Alright, bet.
They further mentioned that its facial appearance is unlike anything they've ever seen.
Yeah, because you can put on a mask. You can pull up to Party City, get you a mask.
Although some people think that this might have been a case of pareidolia, as the rocks in the background could have been mistaken for a face, the family is certain that this wasn't a rock or something pareidolic.
Dude, it's either bad lighting or somebody with a mask on, dude.
They've taken photos of the same area where the pic was taken, and none of them show the figure that was captured. So then, if this wasn't pareidolia or someone they know, who or what was this?
It's a rock. Now that you mentioned the rock, it's a rock. And I'm not talking about it's a rock. I think that's actually Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson back there in a mask.
This next video comes from a man named Chris Hill, who you might recall from a previous video.
Oh, dude, I was wearing the Fallout 4 shirt.
From exploring abandoned places to seeing things that he can't explain, Chris has had his fair share of creepy occurrences, but his most recent exploration may just be the creepiest. Chris visits an abandoned warehouse at an undisclosed location. Inside, he finds a lot of empty crates and mountains of debris.
Yeah, we saw his other video from this place. Yup.
Although mostly empty, he can't help but feel a certain presence inside this building. Small critters might have made this place their home, but to Chris, it seems that something else is.
Kitty?
Small critters might have made this place their home.
That was a rat.
But to Chris, it seems that something else is living here. Feeling a little terrified, he searches all around and finds nothing.
Was that a rat?
But here's where things start to get really creepy. As Chris continues to explore the place, he finds a small staircase that leads him to the floor below. He takes it and finds a room with many doorways. One of them, however, leads to a narrow passage that seemingly has no end.
Yeah, we saw this.
I don't want creepy as hell.
Is this a double upload?
But confused, it is at this point before exploring time.
We saw this exact one in another video. Real.
That being said, let's get back to the video.
Number 1.
This last video shows a woman who appears to be very sick.
Bro, how you gonna film your dying relative and make a ghost video out of it, man?
The person recording claims that she might be on her deathbed. If that's so, then this video just got a whole lot interesting. A friend or relative is watching the woman on the monitor when they notice something odd about the footage. Upon looking closely, they see the following.
Oh, let me guess, there's a hand reaching down taking their soul. Dude, come on, man.
What the f is that? It's like something touching her.
Bro, why are you filming this, bro?
What the hell is that?
It's called a bad camera, ma'am.
What looks to be an arm reaching out to the woman on her supposed deathbed can be seen on camera. It reaches out as though whatever this is trying to comfort the sick woman. Some viewers have theorized that this might be the ghost of a loved one who is still looking after their partner from beyond the grave. Although pretty wholesome, it is solely a belief. Yet most—
Did you just say wholesome?
have theorized that this might be the ghost of a loved one who is still looking after their partner from beyond the grave. Although pretty wholesome, it is solely a belief. Yet most viewers can't help but think this. But of course, what do you think?
I think it's the back half of a dragonfly that's on the camera. They be hitting, bro. They just be hitting.
February of 2015.
GG. 2015, GG. That's a long time ago. That's 10 years ago.
A pair of truck drivers was driving down the highway when a white truck quickly sped up to them. It got in front of them and slowed down, forcing them to stop their truck altogether.
Yo, Lexi with 25 again. Lord have mercy, Lexi going absolutely insane. Give me some W's for Lexi. Once again, that's like over 100 that done gifted just tonight from Lexi. W, Lexi, seriously, I appreciate you for real, Lexi. Thank you, W, Lexi, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Weren't working or something.
Oh, don't run this by me again. Sorry, I didn't see it. You can get mad if you want to, Bubba. I didn't catch it.
Together.
Run them over.
The man inside was trying to tell them something, like their brake lights weren't working or something, so they pulled to the side of the road. But once they stopped, no one got out of the white truck. It circled the two truckers and stopped right next to them, even blocking oncoming traffic at times.
Oh, he's insane!
The person inside could now clearly be seen, but he just sits there, staring at them.
Oh, no.
They worried the man had a gun, and so they decided to drive away. But this causes the white pickup to pull right in front of them.
Papa se está poniendo saucy.
You know what, though? That don't look bad.
Papa's signature.
I mean, just throw a grenade at his truck at this point. I mean, at this very moment, you gotta throw a grenade at his truck. Kate with another 5, thank you. He's a lunatic! Oh, no. No. Floor it!
Does he think you cut him off or something?
I think so, too. Bro, you gotta run him over. That's just what it is. Yo, I'll wait with the 5, thank you.
Do you see what's his tag? I can't see his tag.
The truck drivers are forced to back up to get around.
How do you stop yourself from jumping out of the truck, pulling this dude out of his truck, and just absolutely snapping him up and leaving him laying on the side of the road? How much self-control do you have to have?
They try to record the license plate, but it's not entirely visible. After a few seconds of just sitting there, the white pickup backs up.
Because I'll be sitting there thinking, you really think you about to sit here and control whether I drive forward or not? That's what would make me mad, is you think that I'm just going to stop for you and not do nothing. I'm going to let you do this. That's what would be making me mad. So like now we got a problem. You think you're the dadgum lion in the Sahara about to eat a zebra? No, Bubba. Tell me that wouldn't be tough.
With the truck drivers take this opportunity to try and drive away.
Dude, when I did that, I hit my knuckle on the side of my table and it hurt so bad, but I'm making it look like it don't hurt. I think I just broke my knuckle, bro. Like I hit it on the very edge of the table, like directly at the top of my knuckle. It hurts, bro. I think I broke my knuckle, man. That bad.
As they drive off, the white pickup rams into their back trailer in
what no, now for real, you gotta get out. No.
Can only be assumed an attempt to get them to stop. But they keep going and eventually lose the white pickup.
This dude's insane!
A bit further down the road, they park and wait for police to arrive. When they did, they started a search, and after a while found the white pickup on the side of the road a bit further down. They detained the man inside, and after seeing the video, arrested him. Police later determined the man was not in his right mind.
Oh, for real? Huh.
And the outcome could have easily been worse than it was.
Yeah, they could have hit him with a swanton bomb off the top of the big truck.
This dashcam footage was taken at 5 in the morning on July 29th, 2016.
5 in the morning?
The truck is in Calais, a city in France that overlooks the narrowest point in the English Channel. It's headed for a port which will take it over the channel to the UK. As it continues on the road, the truck in front of it suddenly brakes, causing the truck with the dashcam to lay on the horn. Shortly after, multiple men with flashlights appear on the road, throwing rocks at the truck, trying to get it to stop.
No.
They even used
now, this is a situation where you wouldn't get out. When you got about 40, 50 people on the side of the road, that's when you don't get out. Yeah, no.
Tree branches as makeshift roadblocks.
Yeah, no. Matter of fact, don't get out ever at all, because you never know. Somebody have a gun, you walk up to their window, be like, hey man, what you doing? Dead. So yeah, don't even bother. You might as well keep on driving. I'm telling you. Bro, that is crazy.
The truck smashed through the tree branches, not stopping, knowing that if they do, they could be injured or worse. The men in the video on the side of the road are a gang of migrants trying to be smuggled into the UK by any means possible.
Bro, you could be like, hey, bro, can I get a ride on the side of the truck?
Makeshift roadblocks, throw rocks at the windows of trucks, stand in the road, all in an attempt to get trucks to stop.
Bro!
If they're successful, they'll use different weapons to threaten truck drivers into smuggling them over the border.
No, man, just be like, hey.
Reports of these occurrences, both successful and unsuccessful, come in somewhat frequently.
No.
Many other dash cams on trucks driving through the same area have captured similar occurrences.
We've seen this video. Remember this video? We've seen this one too.
This one shows a hijacking attempt with more people involved.
Yeah, we've seen this one. I think this was on this one on his channel too. Look how many people it is! Dude, oh man. This one's scary. No, this one is scary. No joke. This like scary for real. Like you get converged on by that many people. You understand what your mind is thinking right here when you got this many people converging up on you, bro? Your heart would be in your throat, bro. No joke. Y'all have been so scared to get like a hit of adrenaline, your heart feels like it's in your throat. This would be next level. Like, oh, dude. Yeah, because he was honking. Why you honking, bro? They know you there. He gone, though.
Typically, these attempts occur between 12 and 6 a.m.
That's bad, though.
Police in Calais have been working to fully eradicate the issue for years.
Man, that's scary, Jack.
In 2021, Hurricane Ida, an extremely destructive Category 4 hurricane, hit the state of Louisiana. It was the second most powerful hurricane recorded to have done so.
Dadgum hurricane?
It quickly devastated the southernmost port of Louisiana as it moved upwards further into the U.S.
Yo, Lexi with another fight. Thank you again.
The hurricane created multiple tornadoes as it did so. This semi-truck would find itself in the middle of one of them, all of which was caught on its dash cam.
Oh, no!
It happened in Horsham, Pennsylvania. The truck stops at a light, but upon turning green, the driver decides to stay put. The winds quickly begin picking up. Visibility continues to worsen as the power lines on the side of the road finally give way.
Bruh. Hope you got a sleeper cab on that thing, because that's when you jump in the back of the sleeper. You don't want to be up front right there.
The truck continues to be forcefully pushed around.
The tornado watch remains in effect until 10 p.m. for southeastern Pennsylvania. Repeating, the tornado warning has been allowed to expire for the following...
I want to live in a big truck. I'm pausing again. You can get mad if you want to.
Pennsylvania, Delaware, Montgomery, and Philadelphia.
Don't even need the warehouse. We're just going to stream out of the big truck.
10 p.m. Wednesday, the stage was 6.4 feet. Moderate flooding is forecast. Forecast. The river is expected to rise above flood stage light this evening to a crest of 14.8 feet tomorrow morning. Several driveways and other minor roadways are affected. Water begins to enter some basements.
The truck by the tip!
High water isolates several houses, resulting in some...
It's gone! It's gone! Oh, he's still in the driver's seat!
Some evacuation.
The winds are strong enough to push the truck over. The dash cam falls out of place, revealing the driver still being held in his seat from his seat.
Bro's like, yo!
Almost immediately after falling over, a man driving a van in front of the truck turned around and went over to help.
W-Mans.
The truck driver was assisted out of his truck, where the two men then ran for cover in a nearby building. The truck driver made it out with only minor injuries.
Dude!
This dashcam footage was taken in Russia. A driver stopped his truck on the side of the road to change out one of his wheels. As he does so, he notices the same vehicle pass by multiple different times.
Oh, GG.
Worried whoever was inside had bad intentions, the driver walks up the road and finds a steel pipe to defend himself.
Hey, there you go. See, that's what you...
A seen in a tracksuit walks up to the truck and attempts to extort money from the driver for, quote, crossing their territory. But the driver...
Crossing your territory, Bubba, you're on a highway.
Stays inside his truck and calls for backup from other nearby truckers.
What you mean territory, buddy? He's on a highway. Yo, that ringtone tough, though, not gonna lie. Hey, you better pick up that phone.
No,
Bro was
5
already
minutes
saying
later,
no.
multiple trucks respond to his call for help.
They pulled. He got shooters with him.
Now with backup, the driver gets out of his truck and confronts the bandits with his steel pipe. Meanwhile, trucks continue to pile in, blocking the bandits from retreating.
No way!
Now with almost 20 truckers, they flip the bandits' car over.
What? This might be the best story I've ever heard. Yo, Sticky Anus with the 5 gifted, thank you. Just like out of a movie!
Upside down on the side of the road as all the truckers begin to leave, having saved one trucker from a potentially life-threatening situation.
Oh, you gotta give every one of them $20, bro. That's crazy.
This dashcam footage was also taken in Russia.
Oh, no.
It was recorded on October 29th, 2013.
Oh, no.
The truck was carrying a shipment through the night. The road is pitch black, only lit up by the truck's headlights.
Bro, what would be out here in the middle of nowhere?
All of a sudden, a tree falls directly in front of it.
Oh, never mind.
Only seen when it appears in front of the headlights.
Oh my God! Bro!
The tree falls only feet away from the truck. There's not enough distance to avoid it, forcing the driver into it. He swerves, but avoids overcorrecting more than he should, and therefore doesn't spin out and lose control.
Dude!
This allows the driver to make it out with nothing more than slight damage to the front of the truck.
Dude, that's like the worst look
This semi-truck was sitting idly on the side of the road when the dashcam captures a silver car pull up in front of it. The car is put in park and a man gets out. He starts walking up to the truck and, seeing no one inside, walks around to the driver's side door. It was left unlocked. The truck driver was outside, possibly changing a tire or inspecting his back trailer. It's not made entirely clear. The man then rummages through the truck driver's things before making a run for it back to his car, having taken a black bag.
Broad day.
That's when the truck driver realizes what's going on and chases after him.
Don't hurt yourself now. Oh, you're cooked. Oh, you're done. He actually dropped him the bag. He knew he didn't want no smoke. He said, you know what, just have it.
For whatever reason, after getting in the passenger side door and beginning to drive off, the car stops and the man throws the bag on the ground. The car then continues to speed off as the trucker reclaims his bag. The license plate was never fully visible in the video, so police couldn't really do anything.
When you see it.
Hold on, this video has 36 million views. If there was ever a video that has proof of the paranormal, proof of ghosts, this would be it.
A mother is sitting with her 2 daughters while they eat. Suddenly, the oldest daughter becomes very disturbed and frightened by something she can see in the other room, even though there's nothing visible in the video.
What?
Oh, I have something else to say too. I'm sorry for pausing right here, but I have to get something off my chest. Yo, to you losers in the YouTube comments of me debunking scary videos, there's somebody that said, why does bro always blame fishing string? Why would you not? Also, in the last paranormal video chat, y'all remember the paranormal video we watched when that woman got dragged into the other room? Y'all remember that? And I said it was fishing line and somebody pulling it. Y'all remember that video? There was some absolute buffoon in the comments there too saying, CaseOh is so stupid. There's no fishing line that's going to drag a fully grown woman and it would snap. Buddy, there is fishing line out there that would drag me. Do you understand the fish that people are pulling out of the sea?
I'm scared.
Oh man, I can't. Oh!
I just turned off the lights, that's all.
The mother remains calm, questioning her daughter as to why she is scared, but she receives no answer. The younger daughter looks back, doesn't see anything, and then laughs at how her big sister is seemingly scared of nothing.
What was that? What are you doing?
Yes, she's scared of her little sister doing this. What do you mean? Of course she's scared. What is she doing?
Oh, what, Nani? Look at me. What are you scared of? The fish? Oh, the fish died.
What?
Angel's sleeping already. It's raining, girls.
No.
Nani, are you almost done eating? Look at me. Look at me.
That is, until the younger girl takes a second look, and suddenly she also sees whatever frightened her older sister. Her reaction is pure terror.
Turn around. But you gotta listen to me. Turn around. Look at me. What's the matter?
Do we get to see what they're looking at? Because when I was this age, I could have swore I saw demons floating around all the time too. What did they see?
Join.
Whoa. I just debunked it. Oh my goodness, I just debunked it. As the 2 kids were crying, do you want to know what I noticed barely that you can hear? You can hear the mom that she is laughing as they're crying, which means that her husband was in the other room with a mask on scaring her kids to make them be scared. You want to know why I know that? Because I have core memories of my dad doing the same thing and I got scared of him and my mom laughing. That's why my mom just typed yep in the chat, because I distinctly remember this almost exact thing happening. I was scared of my life and I was wondering why my mom was laughing. Core memory unlocked, that's exactly what happened.
The video uploader, Angel Ruiz, says that both girls claim to have seen a ghost in the other room.
Yeah, it was her dad with a mask on.
Though nothing strange was visible to their mother or captured on video. Loading dock ghost girl. Guards at a loading dock in Mexico spot something strange on their security camera. What
by
looks
the way,
like a
that was
young-
all that video was. There was literally, it was 2 girls crying, by the way. Let's put that out there.
young girl dressed in all black is standing near one of their trucks. While 2 guards go outside to investigate, the others watch on the CCTV camera.
Camino 3 pasos detrás.
Adelante. A ver, ¿dónde?
Adelante. Caminan hacia atrás 3 pasos.
What's going on?
Exactamente está a su espalda y ustedes ahí me ven.
Oh, so the guards are pretending like they don't see the person standing right there. Oh. Yes, let's shine the light directly at the camera to give the person that's standing there enough time to run away, so when the camera pans back, they're gone.
Exactamente ahí donde está haciendo su movimiento, ahí está. Diles. Adelante, lo escucho.
I don't understand.
Ya le abrí aquí la malla al 37, lo dejo que pase.
They're shining the light everywhere but where the thing is standing.
Del otro lado lo acompaño al portón y lo dejo que vaya, ¿o qué hago? No hay nada.
Hasta ahí
No!
está don Enrique.
Hold on! Now we're getting somewhere.
Lo acompaño al portón y lo dejo que vaya, ¿o qué hago? No hay nada.
Okay, so it's a shadow. From what? You see this giant light right here? That is 100%, it's cascading light over here. And that is 100% the shadow of something between here and here. The way that he shines the light on it, you can tell that it's on the ground and going up that way. You can tell it's not something standing there.
Despite the girl being visible on the security camera monitor, the guards on the lot
No,
can't
they're gonna hate me for this one too. They're gonna hate me for this one.
see her.
Also, dude, you nerds in these YouTube comments, bro, on every... Bro. Like I will see these losers in the comments talking about, oh, why does Case, why does he choose not to believe anything? Why would I? And shout out to the guy that jumped in the comments and said, why would he? He has no reason to believe any of these until it is undeniable and unexplainable. This is simply a shadow that looks like someone standing there, which is the reason why these 2 guys can't see it. Why would it be standing there and they can't see it, but the camera can? Does the camera have super magical powers or something?
Even though she is standing right beside them. While the other guards inside try to direct them to her location over the radio, the guard shines his light around, but they both still seem to see nothing. It almost looks as if the guards believe
This dude named IMATS458 just spammed and highlighted his first and only message he's ever sent in here. The girl has her own shadow. The girl has her own shadow. The girl has her own shadow. Oh, does the girl have her own shadow? Where's the girl at then? If the girl had her own shadow, that means you would see her standing here. It is simply from this light that's up here and there's something in front of the light and it's causing a shadow. Calm down. No, I can't calm down because I'm tired of these losers over here getting mad. I didn't know people were... Yeah.
Exactamente está a su espalda y ustedes ahí me ven. Exactamente ahí donde está haciendo su...
There's nothing there, man. It's a shadow. We know. Matter of fact, I bet it's a shadow from whatever this plate right here is. Because the plate's kind of turned sideways. It looks like it'd be the same shadow that's on the ground right here. So you know what? That's probably what the shadow is from.
Adelante, lo escucho.
Matter of fact, I know that's what it's from now. Yo, Tyler with the 5, appreciate you.
Lo dejo que pase del otro lado, lo acompaño al portón y lo dejo que vaya, ¿o qué hago? No hay nada.
Hasta ahí está don Enrique.
Why is it darker than all the other things? It's not. You see how dark this area is? It's just as dark as this area. But the only reason why this area, there's a line right here, is because there's this giant thing that's causing the shadow right here. So all this is dark, and this little piece hanging off the side is just excess right here.
The guard shines his light around, but they both still seem to see nothing.
I'm about to get naked.
It almost looks as if the guards believe that they are being pranked by the other security guards inside at the CCTV
Y'all about to make
monitor.
me get naked, man.
Creepiest of all, as the guards search, they seem to pass right through the girl, and one guard's flashlight shines right through her body as well.
This is Dalhousie Castle in Scotland. It's 800 years old. And the reason why we're here is because the place is rumoured to be haunted.
Australian reporter Helen Parker never believed in ghosts. That is, until the journalist investigated Dalhousie Castle, an 800-year-old haunted castle in Scotland.
That's old, Jack.
Parker was so confident that she decided to go alone into the castle's dungeon at 2 a.m.
She
Just
did
her and decided to go alone haunted castle in Scotland. Parker was so confident that she decided to go alone into the castle's dungeon at 2 a.m. Just her and a camera.
It's now nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm down here in the dungeon. We were having dinner earlier tonight down here. And it's definitely a very, very different mood now. The rest of the castle is Now I should point out I'm the only one in the dungeon. Just me and my camera, and I'm facing the only doorway. So, had no signs of it.
Whoa, look at this dude that just spammed in the chat too. This dude, I Everhart 1. Oh, never mind. That it said if this video had a salad, it would get you scared. Never mind. I thought it said something else.
But if ever you were going to see a ghost, do you think it would be here?
After sitting for a while and witnessing nothing, she even starts joking about how the castle's ghost called Lady Catherine might be, quote, rubbish.
Lady Catherine?
So maybe it's all just rubbish.
It
Maybe
is.
It's all just hocus pocus. Maybe there is no such thing as ghosts whatsoever.
Then she even starts taunting the
Cases
supposed
use
spirit.
insulin needles with the 5.
Anyway, I'm prepared to wait. Catherine. Oh, Catherine. It's creeping me out now. Okay, I get it. I'm going. Okay, Catherine, I get it. Then something moves in the dungeon, but I'm not staying to find out what it is. I'm freaking going.
Helen Parker says that during the experience, she felt, quote, an intense electrical feeling down the right side of my face and head.
Oh, what? Ma'am, that's a stroke. Go to the doctor.
Then something moves in the dungeon, but I'm not staying to find out what it is. I'm freaking going.
Helen Parker says that during the experience, she felt, quote, an intense electrical feeling down the right side of my face and head.
Uh-huh. That's a stroke, chat.
Okay, I get it. I'm going.
She's still laughing.
I'd like to think I'm a pretty rational person. But, and if you're interested to play back what's on that tape. The chair banging on its own with such purpose is what scared me. And an intense electric feeling down the right side of my face and head.
Ma'am! Ma'am, are you serious?
I don't know if you can see that, but I'm shaking like a leaf. Anyway, she's probably
Chat,
just...
is this right here proof of the paranormal? This right here, is it? Is hearing a knocking noise of someone sitting in a dark room and them running away? Wait, what? She said it was nighttime, it's daytime? Wait a minute, ma'am. I thought you said it was 2 a.m. Ma'am, if it's 2 a.m. Ma'am, if it's 2 a.m., where's this light coming? Wait a minute. Hold on, chat. Maybe the whole thing's a lie. Maybe the knocking's not even a lie. Maybe it's just the whole thing.
I don't know if you can see that, but I'm shaking like a leaf. Anyway, she's probably just knocking on the chair to say hello and can you let me out of this castle?
In the beginning, I assumed either nothing would happen here or I'd fall asleep on camera. Whatever my encounter was...
So the ghost is asking you to let them out of the castle. So what, you're gonna walk them to the door and open up the door and they're gonna walk out? Can't ghosts go through walls? Just float out of the castle. Just float. Find a window and float out of it.
One of the biggest frights of my life.
The follower. While a man was vacationing in the Rocky Mountains, his girlfriend zoomed in and snapped an iPhone live photo of him. For those who don't know, an iPhone live photo basically captures a 3-second video along with the normal photo. Later, when they were reviewing their pictures, they found something.
Has anybody ever taken a picture of something and not known that was on? Has anybody else ever done that? You'll send somebody a picture and then afterwards realize, oh, they can see like a whole 3 second. Chat, if you've ever sent somebody a picture, go back and make sure that you didn't have the live thing on. You'll see it like there'll be like a little circle in the top right or left corner, and that means they could see like a little like 3-second video instead of just the picture. Dude, it's horrible. It's literally horrible. Like imagine you're taking a mirror selfie or something, and then like you put your phone down and you're butt naked. And it caught like the rest of it just from it being for 3 seconds.
Very odd. Even though they were all alone in the wilderness that day, someone appeared to be watching the man from the field behind him.
Bro, imagine, dude.
On first glance, it looks like someone standing in tall grass. But as this shot shows, the grass in that area is not that tall.
Yes, it is.
So on second look at the photo...
What do you mean the grass in the area is not that tall? That's literally up to his waist.
It almost appears as if the person was actually hiding in the grass. But the iPhone live photo 3-second video shows something very different. It almost looks like someone walking, even though half of the person's body would be beneath the ground.
No.
When the video is motion stabilized, it looks even creepier. Invisible dinner.
That's it? Wait, that's it? That chat, that was the whole video? Yo. Do I even need to say anything, chat? Do I even need to say anything? The road that he is standing on is elevated. There is a downhill right here, plus the grass is being tall. It's somebody walking towards him and they're under him because the road is higher. It's called a hill.
Second look at the photo, it almost appears as if the person was actually hiding in the grass. It almost... When the video is motion stabilized, it looks even creepier.
It's just a kid walking through the grass.
Invisible dinner guest. YouTube user BScotty321 was suspicious that his little sister was playing with his food every time he left the room.
Ooh, first mistake,
So
you're drinking root beer. Ooh, that's the only scary thing about this video.
Camera to catch her in the act. Sure enough, she was playing with his food. But she also seemed to be talking to someone who wasn't there.
Like little kids do.
Bathroom? I go poo-poo. I don't poo-poo.
Dude just ignored her.
Let's go to dinner.
Somebody just said real. Nothing's even happened. Ah! Oh, nah!
As she says that's Billy's dinner to someone or something that can't be seen in the video, the silverware on the plate seems to move on its own.
Let's go to dinner.
What happened? Wait, what happened?
dinner. Just going dinner.
Yes, the knife slid down the plate a half inch. That happens all the time, by itself. Chat, that's what's gravity.
Just going dinner.
Isaac Newton invented that. Shout out Chillin' Scares, though. Goated YouTube channel, not gonna lie. 5 most disturbing diving videos.
For 2019, 40-year-old Steve...
Don't you just like how matter-of-fact, straight into business he is?
In September 2019, 40-year-old Stephen Weber Jr. and his girlfriend Kanisha Antoine went on a vacation to Pemba Island. Stephen had been dating Kanisha for a while by this point and had planned to propose to her during this trip. What neither of them knew, however, was that the...
Oh no, I know this one. Oh my goodness, I saw this years ago.
Trip of their lives was about to turn into an irreversible tragedy. The groundwork for this tragedy was laid when the two arrived at the island and checked in to stay at the Manta Resort just off the coast. It had a nice, uninterrupted view of the ocean, as well as a roof area to relax and enjoy the tropical weather. However, the most important feature of this resort was the underwater room, which offered a 360-degree view of the marine life surrounding the resort. This room served as the whole idea behind how Stephen had planned to propose. He put on swimming goggles and dived down to one of the windows in this room, prompting Kanisha to begin recording. He then unrolled a paper note inside a Ziploc bag and pressed it against the window. It read, "I can't hold my breath long enough to tell you everything I love about you, but everything I love about you, I love more every day." He then flipped the note, and on the other side was a marriage proposal for Kanisha, reading, "Will you please be my wife?"
Oh, it's so cute.
No, this was sad for real.
What?
Chat, did y'all ever see this?
He'd also showed the wedding ring he'd brought for this occasion before swimming up to hear Kanisha's response. At this point, Kanisha stopped recording and rushed to the surface floor, eager to give her answer. But once she looked outside, instead of a smiling Stephen, she saw nothing. Stephen was nowhere to be seen. Kanisha climbed the roof, hoping he might have been up there. Unfortunately, there were no signs of Stephen anywhere. He had vanished somewhere between showing her the ring and swimming up to the surface. After understanding the full gravity of the situation,
dude, I remember seeing this one years ago. I was like, bro, no way, that's messed up, dude.
She called for help, with several locals rushing to her aid. Unfortunately, it took some time to find Stephen. He was floating in the water, and by that point, it was already too late. Some resort workers tried to revive him with CPR, however, it wasn't effective. Stephen had miscalculated how long he could hold his breath underwater and drowned before he could reach the surface. You can even see his hand shaking as he holds the ring near the end of the video.
Shout out to Brodo. I wouldn't even be able to make it down there on one breath hold. I don't understand how people hold their breath so long. I literally can't.
Body desperately telling him he needs air now. But in an effort to get his point across and make the moment that much more special, he ignores this, and unfortunately pays the ultimate price.
R.I.P.
Mini Joe is a YouTube channel that occasionally posted travel videos up until 3 years ago. Most of these were typical travel vlogs showcasing the hosts of different expeditions around the world. However, out of the roughly 30 videos they've uploaded, one stands out for just how disturbing it is. This video contains a collection of footage Joe and his friends captured while doing technical dives in the Blue Hole in Dahab, Egypt.
Oh no!
Which is often considered the deadliest diving spot in the world. There are a few conflicting reports on the total number, but most people agree that somewhere between 130 and 200 divers have met their end while trying to reach its depths. That is an average of 8 lives lost per year, and unfortunately, the total is still going up. What's worse is that the remains of many victims are never recovered, which is exactly what made Mini Joe's video so unsettling. Their dive started off like any other, but as they descended deeper, they came across the tanks, lines, and suits of those who came before and never made it back. Some of the remains were wedged into narrow crevices on the ocean floor, hinting at what might have gone wrong for them. Most were also taken over by the environment, suggesting they might have been down there for years. Above all, these encounters served as a constant reminder of the true danger of technical diving. Divers often have to carry multiple heavy tanks before they can even begin the descent.
Anonymous with the 5.
Then, once they're in the water, they have to constantly monitor their oxygen levels while also staying aware of their surroundings. Things only become more dangerous the deeper they dive, where even a moment's distraction can quickly turn fatal. However, all of this is true for any dive, regardless of the location. What makes the Dahab Blue Hole even more dangerous is the false sense of security it provides. Blue holes, for those who don't know, are like vertical caves in oceans that go a lot deeper than the surrounding ocean floor. And the one in Dahab, Egypt is an even more extreme version of that. One of the biggest contributors to its deadliness is its depth of about 426 feet, or around 130 meters, which isn't very apparent from the surface. It's also an almost vertical drop to the bottom. This catches many new divers off guard, causing them to miscalculate their gas levels and tragically become
This goober in the chat said, "I'm not scared of the sea." I bet if you were swimming out in the middle of the ocean, you saw a giant squid swim by, you'd be singing a different tune, wouldn't you, bud?
Another name on the memorial near the diving site. One of the most well-known cases of this is 22-year-old Yuri Lipsky, a Russian diving instructor.
Yep, I know that video too.
However, he had no prior experience with the Dahab Blue Hole, resulting in it taking his life. The footage from his recovered diving
Not being scared means you have no survival skills. True!
Struggling to keep his gas levels in check, trying to quickly slow down his descent in the buoyancy device to burst, and eventually succumbing to nitrogen poisoning in just 4 minutes after starting his dive. However, the sheer depth is only one part of this blue hole's danger. As Mini Joe's video demonstrated, the other part of its lethality comes from the network of partially collapsed caves littered throughout the area.
Yep.
They promise incredible views and look like prime diving spots at first glance. But in all reality, they are deceptively difficult to navigate through. Narrow passages and jagged rocks are everywhere. A single mistake can leave a technical diver stuck in one of these caverns with no way out until their gas tanks inevitably run out. The terrain also makes recovery extremely difficult, and many families of the fallen often opt to just leave their loved ones down there so as not to endanger even more lives in recovery attempts.
Yep.
Which explains why Joe came across so many diving suits in his video.
Yep.
In July 2016, a diver named Jacob Childs went on a group diving trip off the coast of southeast Queensland, Australia. The boat stopped roughly 35 miles or about coast, and Jacob was the second to last person to dive. However, a minute after entering the water, the diving line slipped out of his hand. He thought he could swim back to the boat and start over, but as he got closer, he was shocked to realize the rope had been pulled in. And before he could think of what to do next, a strong current swept the ocean's surface and separated him from the boat. To make matters worse, the captain of the boat also sped off to go fishing while everyone was diving. By the time the other divers got back to the boat and realized Jacob was missing, he was already completely out of their view, leaving him stranded in the middle of the ocean 35 miles from the nearest piece of land. That said, the distance from land was the least of Jacob's worries at that moment. For starters, the water around him was nearly 20 degrees Celsius, which is about 68 degrees Fahrenheit. This wasn't nearly cold enough to make him freeze up and pass out immediately, but it was cold enough to slowly sap away his body heat, making him more susceptible to hypothermia and exhaustion with every passing minute. It was also late in the afternoon and the sun was about to go down, meaning it was only going to get worse. After a while, a rescue plane flew above him twice, but it didn't see him. And this was still bright, and the inflatable indicator was visible from quite a distance. He knew that once it got dark, his chances of being rescued would drop to almost zero.
Well, the sun's going down.
How'd the plane not see him? What are you doing, airplane?
Nothing. That's a wrap on old I guess.
Unfortunately, there was nothing Jacob could do at that moment but wait and continue recording what possibly could be his last message to his family. Identifying the right direction and then swimming for over 35 miles would have been next to impossible.
Facts.
If he had taken it upon himself to try and reach the coast, he would have likely exhausted himself and drowned partway through.
Facts.
He did try to follow a fishing boat he saw in the distance, but quickly realized that he wouldn't be able to get close enough to get its attention, leaving him feeling dejected.
Chad, how did that plane not see that big giant yellow thing right there? You flew directly over him. You just wasn't looking.
It's way too far for me. It'd be like 15, 16 meters now.
Besides, swimming too far from his original location would have also reduced his chances of being saved, since rescue teams would no longer know where to look. As the sky got darker and the rescue plane failed to spot him multiple times, the frustration was beginning to set in.
There's a plane coming back. No. There's a rescue boat way over there. Helpful.
The salty seawater was also making him extremely dehydrated, worsening his chances of survival by the minute. However, Jacob was experienced enough to know that panicking or getting angry wouldn't do any good. The right thing to do was to stay put while exerting the least amount of effort. After drifting in the middle of nowhere for over 6 hours, he was finally spotted by a helicopter.
6 hours just floating in the middle of the ocean on your own, bruh. Bro, I'd have passed out.
And brought to safety on a rescue boat. With the sun nearly below the horizon, he came dangerously close to losing his life that day. Fortunately, he was able to recover with no permanent injuries.
Well, that's good to hear.
On the 26th of May 2013, a group of 3 tugboats was trying to stabilize an oil tanker during a harsh storm nearly 20 miles or 32 kilometers off the coast of Nigeria. That's when one of the boats, named Jaskin 4, got hit by a massive rogue wave. This capsized the boat, causing it to sink rapidly and disappear below the water surface within seconds. The company behind this operation, West African Ventures, immediately sent off a rescue mission. However, the harsh weather made any immediate rescue efforts near impossible. They eventually sent a helicopter to look for any survivors who managed to swim back to the surface. Unfortunately, even after a full day of searching, they didn't find a single member of the Jaskin 4's crew who was still alive. This left the company with no choice but to presume the crew deceased and begin a body recovery diving mission instead. The task of retrieving...
This is where I remember this. This one is crazy, dude.
The remains was handed down to 6 saturation divers.
This where that dude was still alive in the sunken ship all the way at the bottom.
Laying underwater oil pipes nearby. The only reason they were chosen for the task was because they were the closest to the site of the incident. Still, it took them around a day to reach the site and begin looking for Jaskin 4. The harsh waves had shifted its position significantly from where it capsized, causing even more time lost before the retrieval mission could begin. Unfortunately, that was far from the only hurdle the rescue divers would face on this mission. Once they located the Jaskin 4 and dove down to it, they discovered that the boat had turned upside down. It was now resting on its primary mast, which could collapse at any time. Due to significant pirate activity in that area, all of the Jaskin 4's entrances were also locked shut, forcing the divers to use specialized underwater torches just to gain access. Sadly, their assumption turned out to be correct. By the afternoon of the 28th of May, 2 days after Jaskin 4 had sunk, the rescue team managed to recover the remains of 4 crew members.
2 days after.
Though 2 were still missing. But just as all hope seemed lost, one of the divers, named Tony Walker, made an incredible discovery. For some context, Tony was being instructed on what to do by his supervisor, Colby Veritz, from the surface. Tony was also inhaling a gas mixture which was partially helium, making his voice higher. While looking around the upside-down boat, he came across what looked like a human hand. He assumed it belonged to yet another fallen crew member. But to his surprise, the hand moved and grabbed him back.
Dude!
Alright, so you should be walking on the ceiling, yeah? Okay. What's that? Okay. Alright, you found one, yeah? He's alive, he's alive.
Bro!
Okay, keep him there.
Heat with the 10, W, heat with the 10.
Alright, just hold him there, okay? Just keep him there. Oh, I don't know what we're gonna do. Alright, just keep him there and keep him calm, okay? Alright, just reassure him, pat him on the shoulder.
Could you imagine being in a sunken boat in the middle of the ocean, everybody's dead, and you're at the bottom of the ocean in an air pocket in a ship, and a diver actually comes and saves you 2 days after?
Okay.
Bro!
This was 29-year-old Harrison O'Kenny, Jaskin 4's resident cook. After over 60 hours underwater, Harrison was somehow still alive. He also seemed quite aware of everything that was going on around him and remained calm to help the rescuers do their job.
In complete darkness,
Apparently,
too.
Harrison was in the bathroom when the boat capsized. He tried to rush to the emergency latch, but water rushed in and trapped the crew inside. To his knowledge, Harrison was the only one who managed to survive after creating a makeshift indoor raft from plywood, cardboard, and a mattress. After finding him, rescuers gave him fresh water and a harness to keep him close. However, the divers knew they didn't have much time to plan a proper rescue mission. You see, the air pocket Harrison was in was about to run out, likely in less than an hour. Harrison could end up suffocating if they didn't act quick enough. On the other hand, they couldn't just strap him into a rope and pull him back to the surface. He had already spent over 2.5 days in an extremely high-pressure environment.
Crazy.
Taking him to the surface too quickly could have caused decompression sickness, which in extreme cases can also be lethal. Fortunately, due to their job of installing underwater oil pipes, the divers were uniquely equipped to deal with these exact issues. More specifically, they had a pressurized diving bell attached to the vessel, which they put Harrison in after consulting a doctor. Had this been a standard diving crew with regular scuba gear, they wouldn't have had anything to keep Harrison alive. Once back on the surface, he also had to spend some more time in a decompression chamber to avoid decompression sickness, and was fairly okay after that. However, while he recovered physically, the mental trauma of being trapped in an upside-down boat on the ocean floor for over 2 days with no idea if anyone was coming to save him left him with PTSD, something he is still recovering from to this day.
Craziest survival story ever.
On December 13, 2013, YouTuber Kodiak Thunder uploaded a video showing a near-death experience he had while diving.
Oh, Lord.
Unlike many other divers, Kodiak's motive wasn't to just dive as deep as he could or reach some underwater landmark. Instead, his diving sessions were more about catching fish and crustaceans by hand or with a spear gun. But while chasing a lobster, he swam too far into an underwater cave. He managed to catch the lobster he was after, but when he turned around, he had no idea how to get out.
Oh, nah. Bro, what you even doing in here, man? Go home! This is what hunger does to someone. Buddy, someone who's hungry doesn't have the money for diving equipment to go hunt lobsters in the bottom of the ocean. Dog. Like, what? What?
Fortunately, after swimming around in the cave for a few minutes, he was able to find the exit and swim out without any trouble. However, this was incredibly lucky. The thing is, diving on its own is incredibly dangerous.
True.
A single distraction can quickly spiral into an irreversible tragedy.
True, I know.
But unless they're very deep, divers at least have the option to just swim up to the surface and wait for rescue. Though, not with cave diving. One of the primary hazards in a cave is the environment itself. Unlike the open ocean, many underwater caves have
there's soot on the wall, so if you kick up soot from the wall, you can't find your way out.
floors covered in extremely fine silt. A poorly controlled fin kick, or even the exhaust bubbles from a regulator hitting the ceiling can dislodge this sediment. This creates a silt out, a condition where the water's visibility drops to absolute zero instantly. Divers' high-powered lights become useless, and in some extreme cases, the diver can't even see their own hands, let alone their surroundings. This also makes them unable to see their gauges or the guidelines. In short, they no longer know where they're going, where they're supposed to go, or whether they're getting the right gas mixture. At best, they can keep swimming and hope the cave is straight enough to eventually lead them away from the murky water. But
look at all them air tanks, four of them.
If they can't monitor their gases, nitrogen poisoning can become a serious problem. It impairs both their cognitive and motor function, leaving them to take their final breaths in the cave unless someone is there to rescue them. Even then, rescue isn't always an option. Many underwater caves are extremely narrow, and with tanks and other essential gear, navigating these tight spaces becomes even harder. In most cases, there isn't even enough room to turn around. So if one diver passes out, the others can get trapped behind them and lose their lives there as well. One of the most well-known cases of this exact scenario happened on February 6, 2014, when a team of 5 Finnish cavers visited Norway to go cave diving through Plura Cave. All 5 of them were veteran cave divers and knew exactly what they were doing. They even had mapped out the exact route they planned to follow.
Oh my goodness, why? Dude, why?
However, as they were crossing the narrowest section of the cave, the cylinder of one of the divers got stuck, preventing him from moving forward and blocking the others behind him. The chaos of the situation resulted in 2 of the divers panicking, failing to monitor their gauges, and passing away within minutes. The other 3 barely made it out alive as well. One had to squeeze past the stuck diver by removing his gear and swimming the rest of the way, gasping for air from tiny pockets along the ceiling. The remaining two had to turn back and exit through the original entrance with almost no air left in their tanks. The fact that any of them made it out alive was nothing short of a miracle, highlighting the true horror of underwater cave diving. Because when things go even slightly wrong during a cave dive, even the most experienced and well-prepared divers can struggle to survive. Their videos show the hunters going to different locations, finding the game, and usually completing the hunt by the end, all while explaining their thought process at each step in detail. And the video they filmed on September 25, 2022 was meant to be no different. Two of the channel's hosts, Ted and Nick, were out both hunting deer on public land in their home state. Little did they know, this trip was about to be cut short by the most disturbing encounter they've ever had in the wilderness. The incident happened at roughly 6:45 p.m. while the two were hiding in a tree, waiting for a deer, when, out of nowhere, they heard what sounded like a loud scream in the distance.
That's a cat!
It was too distinctly human to be coming from an animal or something similar. And while this was plenty terrifying on its own, it was only the beginning of a much more haunting sequence of events. Because not only did the screaming continue for the next 30 minutes, it also became more manic and blood-curdling with each passing minute.
That's just like a demon in them woods. You better leave at that point, cuh.
Things only became worse when they heard the sound of several gunshots coming from the same direction.
Chat, that's gotta be an animal, bruh. That's gotta be an animal.
Chat, that's gotta be an animal, bro. That's gotta be an animal.
Come on, man.
Now, all of this still could have had a perfectly reasonable explanation. Maybe the person screaming was being chased by a predator like a black bear and used their firearm in self-defense. However, what made this explanation unlikely were the few coherent words that could be heard in between the screaming, with the voice yelling for help and saying phrases like, "I hate you."
Oh my goodness, that's actually a person.
The voice became even more disturbing after the gunshots, shouting what sounded like, "Somebody help, you effing killed her," and other disturbing phrases.
What? Did they witness a murder?
In addition to the screaming, shouting, and gunshots, the two also heard the sound of multiple cars speeding off, after which everything went silent. By now, Ted and Nick were convinced they had just heard a horrific crime take place less than half a mile from their location. Unfortunately, they didn't have cell service in the wilderness to make a report, and the only way out of the woods was in the same direction as the screaming. Getting too close and alerting what could be an armed and dangerous group could have been life-threatening. So they decided to stay silently hidden in the trees for the next few hours, and only moved back after it was completely dark out. The two eventually made it back to their car and drove to a spot with cell reception to report the incident. However, from what I was able to find, the authorities weren't able to locate a body or even find any evidence of a crime at the location Ted and Nick provided, leaving this disturbing encounter unresolved. People on the internet have come up with several theories to explain the situation, ranging from a firing squad execution to someone having a drug-fueled mental breakdown with a gun in their hand.
Set it up anywhere, no limits, no...
But many have also accused the hunting public of faking the whole thing, which is a common strategy by failing YouTube channels to go viral and gain new viewers. However, the hunting public had a fairly consistent viewership before this video,
They
and
got motion for real.
didn't increase by a significant amount after the encounter. They also have over 1,400 other regular hunting videos, this being the only one with a strange encounter. Typically, channels that fake videos have other suspicious content. The screams also seemed far too primal and emotional for anyone to fake that convincingly.
I'm saying.
Put simply, what they heard was more than likely real. Unfortunately, it's been over 3 years since the incident, and we still have no answers on what it was all about.
How?
You know how every year around this time, the temperature drops, everyone around you starts coughing, and suddenly you're convincing yourself you're probably fine? Yeah, that was me a few weeks ago. I kept brushing off this awful sore throat because I really didn't feel like dealing with the whole Dr. Hunt nightmare. You know, calling offices, getting put on hold, trying to figure out who's in network, all of that. But then one morning I woke up and felt like I had literally swallowed a cactus, which was my wake-up call. I finally admitted to myself I couldn't just power through it, but I also didn't want to spend an entire day playing phone tag trying to find someone who could actually see me before spring. That is where today's video sponsor ZocDoc comes in. ZocDoc is a free website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. And ZocDoc isn't just for one type of care. They have more than 100,000 providers across nearly every specialty, from primary...
Skip, you done lost your mind. Why would I skip bro's ad when I watch his videos for free, bro?
care to dental...
Why would I do that? That's disrespectful.
...health, eye care to urgent care to mental health, and more. Plus, ZocDoc helps you get appointments fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking, and you can even score same-day appointments. Stop waiting, stop guessing, and start getting the care you need. Go to ZocDoc.com/chillingscares to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/chillingscares to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. Thanks to ZocDoc for sponsoring today's video.
That's called having some respect.
In November 2022, a bow hunter from Michigan named Brendan Fitzpatrick was camping alone inside his hunting blind, waiting for a deer to pop into view, when suddenly he was startled by a voice he didn't recognize. Brendan looked outside to see who it was and came face to face with an angry-looking man pointing an AR directly at him. Brendan tried to explain the situation, but the man wasn't willing to hear any of it and kept becoming more and more hostile.
I'm out there right now.
All right.
But I just want to show you kind of why we're here. We pay good money to hunt this property. We've been hunting it for years.
No, you ain't been moving for years. I've been here 8 years.
Do you live on this property right here?
Sir, you're not listening to me. I'm not.
I just want to talk to you. I'm sorry.
He then told Brendan to put his phone down and said what can only be interpreted as a threat.
Put your phone down.
You have an AR in front of me. I'm scared.
Put your phone down.
Dude, I'm scared as now.
Okay, well, it's going to be more scary. Are you attacking me?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I'm...
You ain't going to talk about some no, sir. You're going to have to shoot me for I talk about some no, sir. You're going to have to kill me out here. I ain't going to probably tell this dude no, sir. You're going to shoot me for I start doing that. Matter of fact, I'm immediately in this situation, you get butt naked. Straight up, you get butt naked and just run at him.
I'm hunting with...
Drop your phone.
Oh, my God.
Why are you listening to this goober?
Sir, I'm bow hunting. I don't have any guns on me.
Bro, why would you tell him that, man?
I know that.
Him saying, "Are you attacking me?" while Brendan was doing everything in his power to cooperate and stay calm came off as him looking for an excuse to open fire and claim self-defense later. He also kept ordering Brendan to get out of the area while repeatedly threatening him with his gun and his aggressive-sounding dog. Brendan explained that he wasn't trespassing, and that the land he was on was legally leased for bow hunting, which was true and was something he and his family had been doing for multiple years. However, despite getting a reasonable explanation, the man refused to accept any of it and kept trying to intimidate Brendan. What made the encounter even more unsettling for Brendan was that the man refused to even state his name, making it clear that he had no interest in a civil conversation. Not only that, but he also name-dropped Chai Vang when threatening Brendan, a violent criminal who took the lives of 6 people and injured 2 more members of a hunting party in 2004. Put simply, the man was insinuating that he was willing to do the same to Brendan if he didn't comply. Fortunately, Brendan was able to stay composed enough to not aggravate the man any further and live to see another day.
I'd have been dead.
Brendan later tried to press charges against the man, but the police weren't as helpful as he'd hoped. They essentially told him that he didn't have enough evidence to start a criminal case against the man and left it at that. However, that wasn't even the end of it, because a year later, on November 25, 2023, Brendan's brother encountered the same man while hunting in the area. Due to what happened the year prior, he made sure to position his tree stand more than 150 yards away from the site of the original confrontation. But for some reason, the man became even more hostile than last time and directly opened fire without saying a word. Luckily, none of the shots actually hit Brendan's brother and he was able to leave the area without getting injured. However, according to Brendan, the authorities didn't file any charges against the man yet again, citing the same lack of evidence. Though people online suspect that the perpetrator might have connections at the local police department, allowing him to threaten the lives of innocent people and not face any consequences. The only silver lining in this disturbing case is that no one was actually hurt. Brendan and his family have also returned to hunting, likely at a completely different location.
What you mean you ain't got no evidence?
On September 10, 2024, at approximately 7:45 a.m., two fishermen were kayaking down Lake Emery in Franklin, North Carolina, when one of them spotted what appeared to be a log drifting in the water ahead. However, something about it didn't feel right. So, Mark Wilkins paddled closer to take a better look, and that's when he made the horrifying discovery. It wasn't a log at all. In reality, he was staring at human remains that had likely been in the lake for multiple days by that point. He was still a bit unsure and thought that maybe it was some Halloween decoration that had found its way into the lake. But the closer he got, the clearer it became. The remains were certainly real. And after taking a couple of minutes to calm his nerves, Mark dialed 911 and told them about his discovery.
I am fishing on Lake Emery and I have come across a dead body.
Are you in the water?
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at it.
Now there's nothing we can do. Just carry on with your day. Hope it ain't the last police department from the last video.
It could, I mean, it looks like a dead body. I mean, there's a hand sticking up. There's a rotted face. I don't know if it's some kind of stupid Halloween spooky thing, but I'm not touching it. So.
Now, discovering human remains like this is disturbing enough on its own. But what made this find even more chilling was the dark implications it suggested. You see, authorities had also found the remains of a 19-year-old boy in the same lake just a month earlier. And if the two cases were connected, it meant that there was possibly a serial killer on the loose in the small town of Franklin. While talking to the police, Mark also remembered seeing a pair of Crocs lying near the boat ramp he used earlier that morning, adding another disturbing layer to an already unsettling situation. That said, the reality of this case turned out to be far more tragic than disturbing. The person in the lake was later identified as 50-year-old Ethel Marie Ogle. According to the official reports, there was no foul play involved in her death.
R.I.P.
At first glance, duck hunting seems like one of the safest hunting styles out there, especially since it doesn't require hunters to spend any time deep in the wilderness where running into angry predators like bears or bobcats is a constant concern. However, duck hunting, just like most other outdoor activities, comes with its own set of risks.
Dude, duck hunters, man. No offense if you're a duck hunter, bro, but y'all annoying, bro. I'm not gonna lie. No offense to y'all, bro, but y'all be annoying me so bad. Like, it's so bad. Especially living in one of the, like, duck hunting capitals of the world where I live at, bro. Every time duck season come around, every parking lot filled with nothing but trucks with boats, parking lot filled up, everything just, bro, they everywhere. Every time it's duck season, it just just everywhere. Everywhere you go, you got a whole parking lot full of trucks with boats hooked up to them. They everywhere, they pull out in front of you. And a lot of them, I ain't saying it's all of them, a lot of them act like they better than everybody else. Man.
Something Ethan from the Lucas...
Not all of them, but a lot. Dude, you be some duck hunters that think they better than everybody else. Because, man, I'm telling you, bruh.
Reich's YouTube channel became well aware of in November 2020. He was out hunting ducks...
Not all of them, some of them.
...the shotgun early in the morning while the sun was barely up. After staking out on a beach for a few hours and waiting for the ducks to gather, he found a target and managed to shoot it down. The duck fell a bit too far into the water, but without a boat, his only option was to wade into the water to retrieve it. And that's when everything went wrong. Ethan had plenty of duck hunting experience under his belt, but he wasn't completely familiar with this particular lake and didn't know about the sharp drop-off a few feet off the shore. So as he got closer to the duck, the ground suddenly dropped off.
So you're gonna be put on a duck hunter hit list.
From under his feet, leaving him struggling to stay afloat.
No, bro. That's the one thing about them ducks. Them duck hunters, they want them ducks bad.
He also knew how to swim, but that wasn't as good of a help as he'd hoped it to be. The biggest issue at hand were his waders. They became filled with water, sinking him deeper while also making it near impossible to move.
Dude, that's one of the #1 ways people be drowning when they go out. They wear waders, and if the water gets in your waders, you're almost guaranteed dead for real. Bro, if you ever go out with waders on and the water starts going in them things, dude, bro, it's bad.
In the water. Under normal circumstances, staying afloat is relatively easy for anyone who knows what they're doing.
What's that? It's like a big rubber suit that you put on that goes all the way up to your chest, and they're made for like wading in water. That's why they're called waders. It's like a big rubber suit with boots and everything attached. You put them on, you strap them on like overalls, they go to like right here. But if the water ever fills up them things, hey, GG.
However, water-filled waders make this otherwise simple task infinitely more difficult, as drowning becomes a stronger
How do you know? Because I'm from Arkansas.
possibility with each passing second. To make matters worse, the water Ethan was in was also extremely cold. Even if he could stay afloat with heavy waders, he still risked contracting hypothermia and passing out before drowning. The cold water was also tensing up his muscles and making it difficult to keep moving. And to top it all off, he was also completely alone on this trip. Having someone with you on any nature expedition increases the chances of survival exponentially.
Facts.
Even if a partner isn't able to help directly, they can at the very least call for help. Ethan, however, didn't have that option. All he could do was keep his calm and keep swimming toward the shore with all his energy. Fortunately, this worked. After a brief but intense struggle, he was able to find the underwater ledge and make it out relatively unharmed. And while his determination and level-headed approach certainly helped, his surviving the incident was nothing short of incredibly lucky.
Facts.
In May 2017, 45-year-old Richard Wesley was out bow hunting in Ontario, Canada, when he suddenly came face to face with the last animal you want to see in the wilderness.
Oh,
a
Bigfoot!
bear. He initially tried to lay low in the bushes and hoped the bear would walk away without noticing him. Unfortunately,
I
he
think
was
I've seen this.
in a wide open area, resulting in the bear seeing him and coming toward him. One of the only options he really had left at this point was to run away, which, considering a bear's top speed of up to 35 miles per hour, or roughly 55 kilometers an hour, wasn't really possible. Or he could stand his ground and try to scare the bear away before it got too close, because if the bear actually decided to attack, Richard would have no real way of winning
Never
that
run.
fight.
There's a rule with bears, and it rhymes. Type 1 if you want to hear it. If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, good night. So if it's a black bear, you try to scare it off. If it's a brown bear, lay down, act like you're dead. If it's a polar bear, you're just dead.
Black bears can generate a bite force of up to 1,000 psi with their 2.5-inch long
We've all heard it. Bro, shut up! There's people in here that hasn't heard that term. Yeah, look at all them people saying I haven't heard that. I probably just saved somebody's life. Actually, I probably just saved somebody's life in the future. It could be 10, 20 years from now. I just saved somebody's life.
teeth, which is enough to easily fracture a human skull or even sever the head completely from the neck. Adult black bears can also weigh up to 600 pounds or 272 kilograms. In other words, once a black bear is on top of you, there's no practical way to get it off. Plus, the weight alone can also cause a
Thank you, CaseOh. There was a bear outside my window right now, and I had no clue what to do. You just saved my life. No need to call me a hero. I'm just doing what I need to do.
asphyxiation within seconds. Not to mention the 2-inch long claws that can leave deep lacerations down to the bone. So even if the bear decided to leave Richard alone after a single claw swipe, he would have likely bled out right there before help arrived. With all this in mind, he stood up and tried to intimidate the bear. Unfortunately, this backfired horribly. Instead
Did he die?
Instead of running away, the bear lunged at Richard and slammed into the ground. For a moment, he thought this was the end. But as he was falling down, something exceptionally lucky happened. The wooden bow Richard was holding in his hand got shoved into the bear's jaw. This not only kept the bear from shredding his arm, but biting into the wood also disoriented it enough to make it turn and leave Richard alone. So, despite coming dangerously close to losing his life, Richard was able to walk away with only a few minor bruises. But while he escaped physical harm, the psychological
Bro thought he was gone.
impact of this attack on him and his family was significant. As he stated in an interview later, "We watched the video footage. My stomach just tightened, and my wife started crying. Instead of admitting that I'm scared, and I probably should have went and talked to a professional about what happened, but I just downplayed it."
Dude,
that said, the experience also left Richard with a far deeper appreciation for the life he has.